Hello everyone and welcome to Who is Rising Star? Myzzrym here, bringing you the East Qualifier teams of the International 2013. So Who's Rising Star? It's a team again from China. It's one of the 4 Chinese team, and it has been up and running since January 16th, 2013. So you may remember, if you watched the Rattlesnake video, it's exactly around the same time. Those are players coming from DT Club and North Arc, 2 Chinese teams that, well, outside of China, you may not really have heard of, but DT Club, I think they got 3rd place in Ace League, and also they were champion of the Star Wars tournament, number 7. So it's still a team that has some achievement under their belt. The original roster was Air, Super, XDD, Pretty Ha, and Injuly. Note that Super is not the DK Super, they just have the same name. And the media coordinator is Miss, who is a very well-known Chinese commentator, and also, well, she's a very, very well-known and respected member of the community in China. They have an extremely aggressive style. It's very surprising coming from a Chinese team, but they are even considered sometimes as over-aggressive, and they very often pick Wisp. They also have those kind of niche strategies where they put the Wisp solo middle. And something else that may not work in their favor is that they recently switched in July for Mofi. And when I say recently, it's like 1 week ago. So let's hope that they are going to be able to play their best here. The players are Xiaotuji playing the carry, Air playing the mid role, Mofi on the offlaner, knowing that Mofi actually was a player from DT Club before. So he may not have been in the original roster of Rising Stars, but all these players know each other. Super is the position 4 and XDD is the position 5. So major achievements. Once again, since it's a very new team, they don't have that many achievements. They got 1st place in GMPGL Non-Asia in February as they beat Chainstack 2-0. And if you remember Chainstack, those are the guys who managed to get to phase 3 of the G League qualifier, which was, well, pretty impressive. The Rising Star didn't get up to there. And their other recent achievement is the AMD Premier League. They were ranked 4th. They lost to MUFC 2-1 in the 3rd place decider. And notably, during the Premier League, they beat Orange 2-0, so it's still quite a feat. They're currently in the Super League and the Group B, which hasn't started yet, so we can't really say much about Rising Star. So it's a very short video because there's not so much to talk about Rising Stars, as they haven't really been playing that much, and we haven't really seen them that much. They also said themselves that they dislike to scrim against teams that they will compete against, as they really like to surprise them by having some very, very specific strategies working against, you know, specific teams. So they don't like to scrim against these teams. Also, in the Road to TI3 video that I will link in the description, you know, the interview done by DPM Delicious, I think. I'm sorry about the name, I'm not really sure. And the thing is, they said that they were really, actually very scared not to get a spot in the qualifier because although they are quite an underrated team, as I said, lack of achievements and lack of visibility made that they kind of feared being the Chinese team that would be left alone, which is right now For Love, who hasn't been invited in the qualifier. So they got invited to the qualifier, so they have a chance to prove themselves, and their strength, of course, as I said, is they're full of surprise. The fact that they are hiding their draft, the fact that they are playing super aggressive, that they have some very, very niche strategies, makes very interesting games when we see Rising Stars going against anyone. They are also a very underrated team, as I said. They have been playing quite, you know, it hasn't been that reliable results. Sometimes they absolutely demolish people, like the Orange games. Sometimes they just lose straight out. And as a weaknesses, you see no major achievements. Like I said, roster changed very recently, so I hope Mofi can really fit up very well in the lineup. And they sometimes also lack adaptability. Sorry about that, my English got quite rusty. The thing is, they are very aggressive, as I said, and sometimes over-aggressive, and if they lose the early games, sometimes they just can't get back on their feet. So my verdict is a 3.5 ranking. It's the weakest and least known of the 4 Chinese teams, but they're still able to totally dominate. It's like Rattlesnake, it's a, I would say, all in. It's either they just crush or they will get crushed. I'm not really sure they are able to have a wishy-washy game, and they are going to go in a very short time in the East Qualifier Group B against Mistrust. And I believe Rising Star versus Mistrust may be one of the most even matchup we may see in that Group B. So stay tuned, guys, and go tune into Beyond the Summit stream in a few hours. Thank you guys for watching. This is the last of the Who Is video for this East Qualifier, and I will see you guys in other series. See you guys.